everyone. What's going on? Facebook family and friends. This is the second interview. I'm going to get a little bit more intimate and a little bit more serious on the trip that I took to Indianapolis, my accommodations, the fight in the ball, me and his brother, the use of my name, and my icon status in Miami. So, like I said, first of all, when I was on my way going to Indianapolis, I told him, you know, it's around the holidays, everybody gets a little crazy. He begged me to come to this ball, so I did everything that I had to do to get there, which was pawn my chain that I will always get back again because I'm not on crack, I'm not on drugs. There's some people that have sold their different things to get to wherever they needed to be just to have a good time and just to get away and have, you know, somewhat of my own money and to come back home safe and, you know, all those things, whichever. But it never was to be in his house and using up his things or anything he tried to make it seem. I wanted to be at a hotel room, checked in, doing what I need to do so I can enjoy my time and be staying away from all the paparazzi and all those people. Now, as far as the fight in the ball goes, you know, or matter of fact, I'm going to rearrange that. I'm going to do the fight in the ball next. I'm going to do me and his brother. So you following with me. That's my accommodation for the ball, and now I'm getting on to me and his brother. So we met each other. We were cool. We both kind of had the same vibe because he's kind of like shady like me in a sense. So we clicked with certain things. You know, when I first got to Loco's house and stuff, he helped me get online, he helped me do certain things, but I was definitely trying to keep my focus on being there for the ball and being the special guest and stuff like that. He also had a lover that was an ex-transsexual that I didn't know about, but he told me that when he picked me up from the bus station that his boyfriend used to get in drag and is now not a drag queen no more. So either way, I'm just getting to Indianapolis, I'm meeting his brother, and I'm trying to focus on our team production for the ball because we were going to do something together to wow the crowd, whichever way. When I started performing with him, his lover came downstairs with a wig on and dressed up in drag and like he's getting in the way of the production. And I'm telling them, like, listen, I'm a professional person. I like to do things in a certain way. So you have the lover getting in the way of the production, and you have my friend Domino, his brother, arguing with me, saying that the production is all about me. So I'm like, how do you feel that the production is all about me when in fact I'm bringing him onto the runway and then we're going to break into this team production? So it's this big argument about that, and I wanted to go home from there. I already had my own means to get home, but once again, stay, enjoy yourself, relax, have a good time. However, so now we at the hotel room. I'm getting ready for the ball. My accommodations were that for me to be in my own hotel room so that I don't have no friction with other people or no one has to see me and none of that stuff, okay? Me and his brother, like I said, had a likeness and we were kind of cool. We clicked up until that point. I wanted to be in my room getting dressed alone so I can look the best that I could look for the ball. There was 7, 8 different hotel rooms. You had Andre Mizrahi, DJ Deborah, you know, a lot of people had different hotel rooms. I don't know why he decided to choose his brother to come into my room to get dressed with me, that I'm a woman, to do the things that I need to do. He then comes into my room, throws my bag across the room, robs me, hits me with the phone when I tried to call Loco and ask him, why is this guy coming into my room? So then Loco decides to pop up and say, oh, fuck you, bitch, and we ain't giving you shit and whatever, and get fuck you and all that, get the fuck out of here. Okay, so fine. So everything they bought me, I then took off and gave back to them and said, I don't need none of these clothes, I don't need none of this stuff. And the hotel management then came into the room, saw that I was a woman in distress, and gave me my own hotel room. So now we're going to move on to that topic. Like, as I was in that hotel room, I'm like, wow, so you know, all types of things happened. Law enforcement for Indianapolis, they even came to my rescue and just were like, you know, there's nothing we could really do, but just stay calm. They gave you a room, do what you have to do to get home. And that's what I decided to do. I didn't end up attending the ball. None of the stuff that I decided to go down there to do because of all the familiarities with all these different people. you know, and being, oh, this is Yolanda here, this is Yolanda that, you know, DJ Deborah taping herself naked in back of the hotel room, which was near my window as I went out to go get us, you know, a bite to eat. It was just so many different things that I had to take in from, you know, talking about all that stuff. It's just like, it's crazy because I try to live a normal life away from Ballroom. You know, I try to live a real calm, regular life, you know, as certain people that know me for years and can vouch for those type of things. You know, Yolanda stays away. I have a family, a brother, and all those things. Now, the use of my name became a big thing because my fans and stuff saw me checking out the next day. I mean, they gave me a hotel room. I was famished. I couldn't do anything. I woke up. I took a shower. I prayed to God. Those were the steps that I took. I went downstairs. I had a semi-breakfast. They gave me a free ride to the bus station. So I really had nothing to complain about at that part, and I was just basically trying to get away from everything. I didn't want nothing to fly over. He addressed that people were trying to get into my room. I told him thank you for allowing me to have my own comfort, and, you know, just to try to think things through after you leave so far and do so much to represent a place that Cher is supposed to be so loved in, and then these evil things happen. And a few of my family members told me, don't go, you're not going with no one, you know, you don't know how it's going to be, you don't know how it's going to go. But I always try to trust faith in saying, these people are not going to do that to me. I'm going to try my best to have a good time. And, you know, everything went and slapped me in the face. And, you know, I'm really devastated at that. But as far as the uses of my name, it's just unbelievable how these people are running around trying to make money off of me. I didn't ask for a small fee. I just asked to, like, I wanted to just get out of New York and just relax. You know how the holidays are and how us New Yorkers get. We want to see something else, eat a different food, meet different people, you know, all those things. I wasn't expecting much, you know, and to make all this money and do these things, it's like, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's really terrible. So either way, I found out that, you know, they called my name out at the ball and said all these evil things about me. Like I said, the people that were there, my fans, my fans that came from Chicago and came from Detroit and came from different places, seeing me as I was checking out and were, you know, wow, I can't believe this happened. Wow, you're standing right here. And I told everybody, you know, hey, I have no control over all the incidents that took place, but thank you for all the love and thanks for everyone that said goodbye to me and all those things as I was checking out. So I got to the bus station and got home safely from there. Now, on to my icon status and Niambi. Like, and when people say, oh, she gets angry and stuff like that, because it frustrates me that I've been in this world for so long, and, you know, my house has crumbled. Like, the house of Jordan is no more, you know, and even when they was a house, they never really was a house, because look at how I ended up. Look at Allura, look at Ballroom in general. It's just like a crazy place, you know. But for her to keep badgering me about what's my status and who's making me icon and who's not. First of all, I've sent her through this Ballroom scene. Anytime I've stepped on the runway with her unintentionally, I have made her my clown, okay? And sent her back to Philly, if not went to Philly to get her in her own town. Like, it doesn't even matter anymore as far as like performance or any of those things go. Like, that's irrelevant. Like, your name, Ambi, I'm Yolanda, that's a big difference right there. You know, there's a big difference with those names and in Ballroom and all that stuff. So we're going to just leave that there. And I'm actually going to bring up one more topic quickly, just to, because I like to just try to cram things in and not take too many people's time so you can get an understanding. But now, as far as like the epidemic of HIV, AIDS, and all those things, and yes, people do know that I'm suffering from the loss of several people in my life that have died from this illness and how it is continuously going on, you know, and they are no people that are talking about it. We're supposed to just keep going to these balls. We're supposed to just be in a masquerade and blinded. No, I'm deciding to talk about it. I want to talk about it because my sister Allura is gone from it, and I've worked on her case. When I had my apartment at the time, I went to the after hours. I snatched her out of there to bring her to my home, to let her see another light. But she was so blinded in Ballroom and what she used to, could have, should have, would have, that's what took her out. And I don't want to ever end up like that. You know, there's 50 million people every day catching that disease, and I'm just trying to figure out and think every day how and why, and I'm not trying to get that. And no, I don't have HIV. I've been tested recently and didn't even know I was getting tested, and I'm negative. You know, and they say it can hide in your system a couple of years. I've been getting tested for 15 years. I don't know. Whichever. I thank God. But I just fear for the new generation, and I do need to kind of take it a little bit soft on you guys, you know, and understanding that this is nothing to play around with. And please be safe, and don't look up to me, my icon status for the balls and voguing and all that stuff, because that's just a plus in life and an activity and an exercise at the same time, so I won't have to kick that weight on and stuff, you know. But aside to all the fun and games, the serious part to it is just be yourself, be true to you, and be safe out here. And you know, for the people that did me wrong, and for Loco and Domino and DJ Deborah, Andre Mizrahi, all the people that knew the facts of what went down in that hotel room in Indianapolis, y'all know the facts. And I'm just going to leave that there. And you know, it is what it is. I'm heartbroken at the outcome, but at the same time, I have to be strong and move on, and this will be my last speak outs and outbreaks about any of these things, and I am going to go on in my life and live my life, and, you know, have a good one. Happy holidays, everyone.